Here in the Australian jungle, a bunch of inventors have been hard at work. They have been putting something together that can be described as only incredible. Not only have they been extinct for centuries, but they have been brought back to life in the 21st century. As the sun starts to break through the canopy, we can take our first look at the new Dragon Raptor. So guys, check this out. How convenient is this? We have a Dragon Raptor and bush turkey. How funny is that intro, guys? Welcome back to DC Unplugged, and today we're reviewing the Dragon Raptor. So, as of normal, we're going to start from the top of the bars and work our way down. So, at the top here, guys, we have obviously the key. We've also got a LED display on wattage. You can just see it there if you can barely see it. Obviously on the left hand side we have a bell. We've got cable brakes, left and right, for front and back. And over here, if we turn the scooter on, we obviously have our display. We've got modes 1, 2 and 3. If you hold down the mode button, you'll be able to turn the lights on. Just below us here, we've got our eco and turbo mode. Eco is when you're just basically wanting to putt around and do 25 and amount of power that it puts to the wheels in a more linear form, and then you put all that in the turbo and it'll just go nuts. Obviously single and dual motor, so out is for single, in is for dual. Obviously the throttle's over here. We've got these nice grips. I actually really like these. Obviously got the yellow accents to go along with the scooter, which is pretty nice. It's actually a really nice big detail. Just below here we've got the lock for when you fold down the scooter. As we work our way down the stem here, we've got so here we just got our lock. I'll show you how that works real quick. So you unlock that, slide this up, and then you can fold this down. And then that little bit here we were talking about just before, that folds down and that'll actually lock into the scooter like that, and then you can lift the scooter up. Put this back up and clamp it back down. Done. So moving on, we've got lovely suspension. This suspension is actually very soft, very good for cruising. I'd say it's more of a cruising style suspension, so it really absorbs those bumps quite well. We've got mechanical, mechanical brakes at the front, 140mm. They do use a what's called hydraulic style pad, like a more normal pad. On the side here we have dual ports for charging, so you can fast charge a scooter. It's got this lovely Raptor displayed logo on there. As you can see by my hand, here's a foot. You can see that there's quite a lot of deck space there. And you've also got a foot pad up on the back here. On the back, same as the front, mechanical, 140mm, what's called cable driven brakes. These motors are dual 1000 watts, 52 volt battery. This one here that we have today is the 23 amp hour scooter, or Raptor I should say. So it has quite a long range. Haven't quite tested this out yet, but 60 to 50 Ks out of it quite easily. One thing that we've mucked around with the settings, the P settings and stuff like that, just to see what the scooter's like at full bickies. The torque and the delivery of this scooter is very linear. What I'd rate this scooter for is someone that's had a little bit of experience in scooters, but it's not too fast where you go into those hyper scooters and stuff like that, like the Lightning V2. This is very nice cruise styled scooter. I'll demonstrate that suspension. So this is the suspension, so it's quite nice. It takes up all those bumps. and I'll probably get some driving pictures of me running over some grass and stuff like that with the GoPro with these as well, and I'll probably overlay that while I'm speaking, so you'll probably see that now. As well as that is, I love the paint design. I'll throw these lights on for you. So we have front deck lighting on there. Underneath we have this really nice blue LEDs, and at the back we have our trail lights, of course, at the back. And once we put the brakes on, they just flash to let people know that you are stopping. This is pretty nice scoot. For the 23 amp hour battery, these go for $2,299, and then you've got the 18 amp hour, which is $1,799. For the scoot, for what the pricing is, this is actually a really nice scooter. I actually really enjoy driving this. I definitely recommend this if you are after something that's more of a daily rider, because the suspension just takes up pretty much every bump, even the little bumps in the concrete where they split. The concrete bits together, you just don't even feel it. As for the electric motor noise, is one of the really surprising parts about the scooter. The electric motor noise is almost not even existent. All you have is tyre noise. There's not even a doot doot like the normal electric scooters do. It's so quiet, it's not even funny. So I'll see if I can try and get a demonstration for you guys. Probably have to come in there. But this is the noise that you get from it. It's barely anything. And as you can tell, that's me talking and you can barely hear it. So this scooter is really, really nice, guys. Very, very well built. The stem wobble's pretty much barely anything there. Very solid scooter. Considering their cable brakes, these work really, really well. They're quite large and they have a lot of footprint onto the disc rotor, so they tend to bite in quite a fair bit when you really need to knuckle down and actually come to a stop. So as for comfort, obviously the suspension's really, really nice. The position on the scooter isn't too bad. I find myself being here, so it's actually not bad at all. Obviously the rear estate up here, I feel is like not too wide, not too narrow. It's pretty much just right for this style of scooter. It's not going to stop fees, but it's a key system, so it's obviously when you turn it off, you can't actually turn the display on. So you can't actually turn that display on and take off of the scooter, which is always good. And another deterrent. Of course they can take the whole thing, but it's a deterrent in the first place. As for lightness, I'm pretty sure this weighs like, it's quite light for its electric scooter anyway. It feels about 28, 25 kilos. It's not quite 30, it's definitely not 30. I definitely would recommend this to someone that's fairly new to scooters, but wants that dual motor to go up hills, because you can turn down the torque settings on this so it's more linear, which is a nice bit in this scooter. So you can turn that torque settings down so it's not so jolting, wants to throw you off the back. Or if you want a bit more, you can just up the settings and obviously get it going. In the settings as well, you can actually change this from push start. So that's when you obviously jump on the scooter and you push off with it, and then it will go. Or you can have instant, so it is capable of doing instant start. So you can just jump on the scooter and accelerate and it will just take off on its own without having the push start. But it is nice that if some people aren't used to scooters, you can have the push start function as a option to put in there as well. It's also got cruise control, so you can turn cruise control on and off. If you hold your finger at a certain position for a period of time, it'll just lock in that speed, and you can just let go of the trigger and you can just sit there and just cruise along. As soon as you press the brakes, it obviously cuts the power, and as well if you tap the accelerator again, it cuts it as well. So tyres, quite nice. I find it very easy and nimble to move around, to swap from leaning into from one side to another. It does have a built-in steering damper, so there is actually a center notch in the steering. So it basically, you'll feel like a tiny little notch in there that basically tells you right where dead center is. And then it's not too bad that it wants to keep it there, which is kind of nice. But you can just feel it. So we've got a mud guard that looks very effective on the back. So that curves almost right around to the back there, guys. And obviously we've got this tiny little space here, but because it's not going to flick up this way, it's going to go more this way. So riding this scooter in the rain or a bit of wet is not going to hurt, or you're going to do the old mud trail up the back. Going along with obviously riding it in wet, this is IPX5, so it can handle a little bit of rain, but just not a jet stream of water. Okay, so top speed of this scooter, guys, is I've got it up to exactly 60, 61, 59. Obviously that was on a private road, but obviously it is restricted. Once you put it into eco, it goes to 25, and it's the legal limit for Queensland's. That's all from us, guys. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and get ready for some more content, guys, because there's a scooter that hasn't been announced yet, but is coming, and I'm very, very excited for that, because that is one of the scooters that I dearly love. So get ready for that one, guys. It's coming up soon. Anyway, see you all in the next one. Black and yellow, going along. Everyone knows the song. I'll have to sing it because I'll get monetized for it otherwise.